Alright, for this video I'm going to show you what to do with Windows 10 immediately after you have installed it. The first things you do. First of all, yes, I do want this PC discoverable on this network. Second thing, I want to verify that Windows has in fact activated. So I'm going to start typing activated until... Well, I've finished typing it. It didn't pop up what I want, so I'm going to erase the D. And now it popped up. And we are looking for see if Windows is activated.
Apparently I wrote down the password wrong.
And it did in fact activate Windows 10 Home with a digital license because we connected it to the internet during the setup. Yay! Next thing we're going to do, same thing as we did before, except this time we're going to start typing updates. And we're looking for check for updates. And go ahead and tell it to check for updates. We'll come back when that is done. Alright, the updates have finished running on this little guy here, so we're going to go ahead and click restart now. And we'll be back when it's up. Alright, updates have finished running on this machine. Finally. Welcome to the best version of Windows ever, it says. Alright, first things first. I'm going to eject the initial install media. Always eject your flash drives every single time, no matter what. It's important. If Windows won't let you eject it, says something goes wrong, shut down your computer. Always make sure your flash drives are offline before you pull them out. It's important, especially if you have something important on them. Next, like I said, we're going to show what you do for tweaks. I'm going to open up Edge. For the first and last time, I'm going to go to Mozilla.org. And I'm going to download Firefox. I'm going to run it. All right. Especially on this computer, which has very limited storage, I don't want to waste a lot of space on software I don't need. I personally do not run any antivirus. Not that I recommend that for people that don't know what they're doing, but I'm going to show you a couple tricks that will help you get away with it. So Firefox is installing. I'm going to close Edge. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to remove the shortcut for the Windows Store. I'm going to remove the shortcut for Edge. I'm going to auto hide the taskbar. I like as much real estate for my desktop as possible. I'm going to delete the shortcut here, and I'm going to remove the recycle bin. From the desktop. I like a crystal clean desktop. So I'm going to go to Themes, Desktop Icon Settings, and uncheck the recycle bin and hit Apply. On Firefox here, I'm going to go to Add-ons. And close these other tabs. Don't need them right now. I'm going to click Extensions. I'm going to go to Search, and I'm going to install AdBlock Plus. which will cut down tremendously on the things that you should not be clicking. Interesting. I'm going to add to Firefox. And then I'm also going to add back to close. Sometimes if you do get stuck in a pop-up you can't get out of, spamming the backspace key will get rid of it if you have this installed. Add to Firefox. Add. This will help you prevent you from getting infected with viruses. Which is one thing why I don't use virus protection. I don't need it. I haven't been infected in years. Anytime I suspect that I am infected, I'll run ADW or Malwarebytes and take a look. But so far I have yet to come up with a single hit. So those are done. Before that closes, I'm going to right click this and I'm going to pin this to the taskbar. Now I'm going to close tabs. Tap that icon, hit delete. I'm going to hit start typing default. Programs, there it is, default app settings. And I'm going to change my browser to Firefox. It's not going to want to let me, but I'm going to say switch anyways. Essential programs. VLC, really the only other thing I'm going to install on this computer. If VLC can't play it, then it's not legit. VLC will play all media file formats. It's the only media player you need. And if something says you need to download a codec, it's lying to you and it's not a codec. You're going to get infected. Search VLC for Windows. Download. It's going to pop up right here. After it says, do I want to save file? Yes. That's it for software. That's all the software we need. Now, a couple tweaks we're going to do here are super important and super not well known. So I'm going to hold the Windows and press X, which will open the Power User menu. And I'm going to use it to launch a PowerShell elevated with administrative privileges. I'm going to approve it through UAC. And I'm going to type a small and important little command in here, which is something I recommend everybody on Windows 10 does immediately. Do this. Don't ask questions. If you're on Windows 10, type this command into an elevated command prompt or PowerShell. In fact, you should do it on any version of Windows Vista and above. And that is POWER for power. CFG for config, space, dash H, space, off. This will turn off hibernation mode on your computer. It will delete your Hybrid file, which will save you a significant amount of space, usually anywhere from 4 to 7 to 8 gigabytes of disk space. On this computer that only has 32, that's It's very important. But more importantly, in Windows 10, this will disable hybrid hibernation. See, Windows 10 has this new feature. And what that is when you click shut off, it doesn't shut off. Your screen will go off, your keyboard will, well, usually still be lit up. The lights on the front of your computer will still be lit, but your computer will look off. But what's actually happening is it's writing the RAM to the hard drive so that when you next turn it on, it will start up faster, which is good in theory, so that you could have fast startup times. Unfortunately, this saves your operating system in an unsafe state. Linux has problems mounting those drives, so if you ever have a problem where you need to recover your data, it can create a problem there. In addition, it can create significant problems all on its own. I've seen, especially with laptops, where somebody will, their computers by default is set to sleep when the lid is closed, and they'll hit shutdown, and their screen will go off, and they will think that their computer's off, but it won't be. So what they'll do is they'll close the lid, which will then tell the computer to go to sleep. So it is attempting to sleep and shut down at the same time. And if their timing is just unlucky enough, it will actually glitch their hibernated system to where the next time they hit the power button and try and turn their computer on, nothing will happen. Their computer won't start. And the only way to resolve that and to fix it is to either boot off of a Windows Media, go in, manually delete the Hyper file, and potentially cause problems or lose unsaved work that way, or to disassemble the machine and pull the CMOS battery and do a full CMOS reset. It's the only way to get it out of that unstuck state. We've actually had computers here dropped off for recycling, said it's junk, it don't work no more, and that was the case. I've never seen it on a desktop, but I've seen it many, many times since Windows 10's come out on laptops. And it's always from the same thing. They hit shutdown, their hybrid hibernation is starting, they think their computer's off, they close the lid, it tries to sleep and hibernate at the same time. It's really stupid. So your data is safer, your system is more stable, and everything just runs smoother if you just disable hybrid hibernation right out of the gate. The only downside is your computer will take a little bit longer to turn on, but will turn off faster if you're on a mechanical hard drive. If you're on a solid state drive like this computer here, you won't notice any difference. There's no difference. And on a solid state drive, there's absolutely no reason to have hibernation enabled at all. It's not smart. You should restart your computer regularly anyways. So it's just, the more often you boot your computer up fully from a completely off state, the smoother your system is going to run, period. Well, not saying that you should do it like every 10 minutes to speed your system up, but I'm saying once a day, a few times a week. It's better to have your computer turn on from a completely shut off state than it is to have your computer resume from a hibernated state. Your computer will be more stable and run smoother if that is the case. All right, so we are done here. I'm going to go into power options by holding WinX and then pressing O. And I'm going to go to additional power settings. Actually, I can do it from right here. Nope, additional power settings. Choose what closing the lid does. Plugged in, when I close the lid, do nothing. On battery sleep, plugged in, do nothing. That is just a quality of life improvement. Next thing, all right, we're going to finish VLC. I'm going to run it this time just so I can enable the two options it asked in the beginning about metadata. And I'm going to delete the desktop icon. Yep, allow metadata, network access, regularly check for VLC updates. I'm going to allow those, and then I'm going to close it. I'm done with it. Done with power settings. So the last two little things I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control-Alt-Delete, open the Task Manager. More details. Startup. I'm going to turn off OneDrive, and I'm going to turn off Defender notifications. And then I'm going to hold Windows X, Press R, and I'm going to run msconfig.exe. Looks just like that. That'll focus. Services. Hide all Microsoft services. We've got some driver stuff, Mozilla and all that. I'm just going to disable all that. Hit apply. Okay, exit without restart. Now the reason why the first thing you do when you do a Windows 10 computer is update. If I hold Windows X and press M, Windows 10 is fantastic. It handles drivers automatically. It's great. So just by running updates, not only do I get all my updates, but I don't have to install drivers at all. It 100% installs all the drivers. Good to go. This system is ready to go. I'm done with it. Just a couple minor tweaks, improved stability, and you don't need much. This computer is ready to use. It will be safer as long as she continues using Firefox, which I know she will. She is very unlikely to get infected with malware. She doesn't have to run any extra antivirus. We don't have to do any crazy registry tweaks. If you're using CCleaner, for God's sakes, get it off your computer, please. CCleaner is bad. You don't need any extra tools or anything. Stock operating system, browser, VLC, couple tweaks, good to go. Other than that, you might install Steam, you might install Epic Games Launcher. If you're a gamer and you want to play games, install those. You might install Office if you need it, but that's it. You don't need a whole bucket of software. Installing more software will never make your computer run faster. You don't need driver updaters. You don't need optimizers. You don't need speed up my PC. You don't need any of that junk. You don't even need Adobe Acrobat unless you are editing PDFs. You don't need any of it. You just need an operating system, a browser, VLC. You're done. Thank you for watching.